The UK jobs mystery deepens. Unemployment again falls faster than expected. Despite the lacklustre growth numbers, the number of people in employment actually hits an all-time high. Joining me now is UK Employment Minister Mark Hoban. Minister, many thanks for talking with us. Is this a good day for you, or are you also scratching your head and trying to work out how these numbers tally with the backdrop?
Well, I think this is a landmark day because we see record numbers of people in work. There are 170,000 fewer people claiming out-of-work benefits today compared to May 2010. But there are some deep-seated challenges here. And whilst youth unemployment has fallen below 1 million, there is a real issue about the long-term youth unemployed. Long-term employment is still a challenge for us. So whilst there's some good news, these figures also highlight some challenges and some difficulties that we need to tackle as an economy.
Mm-hmm. But again, back to this, my previous question. These highs for the number itself against the backdrop of a very weak economy, either there's something wrong with these numbers or we're not in recession.
Well, what we see, I think, is a very resilient private sector. Last month we saw that 1 million new jobs have been created by the private sector since May 2010. Clearly, the private sector is recruiting. It's more than offsetting the contraction in the public sector. And I think what we're seeing is some of the benefits from the flexibility of the UK labour market flowing through into these figures. So, we've seen a significant increase in the number of part-time jobs in the market. And actually, there's a part-time jobs that people want. They see it as a stepping stone to full-time employment. It enables them to juggle responsibilities at home, disability or health issues with working. So I think we have in the UK a very flexible labour market, and we see the benefits of that today.
All right. Let me put it a slightly different way. If indeed these numbers are telling the right story, then UK workers must be among the least productive in Europe.
Well, I think what we're seeing is recruitment in a range of sectors which are particularly labour intensive. I've been talking over the course of the last month or so to employers in different sectors, in distribution, in leisure and hospitality, where they are recruiting large numbers of people. And I think there's meeting a demand that's there. We're seeing a big increase in recruitment in science and technology. So I think once you start to look at the numbers, you see very labour-intensive sectors starting to recruit.
What do you I guess with your former hat on, what does this say about growth to you?
Well, what it tells me is that the private sector is resilient. It is doing the right thing. It is able to recruit. People are thinking about the long term rather than making some short-term decisions. And I think that demonstrates a confidence in the UK economy.
Given what's coming in the public sector, is this as good as it gets?
Well, I'm not going to predict levels of employment going forward. These are good numbers, but do indicate to us some of the challenges that we face in the future. And we can't be complacent. We've got a number of programs in place to help the long-term unemployed, to help young people get into work. And we'll continue to focus our efforts on those groups.
All right. Minister, thanks for talking with us.
Thank you.
Employment Minister Mark Hoban. That's it from me. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.